So now we'll have a look at the most common application of Raspberry Pi, which is client-server communication. So first we'll have a look at Pi as a client, and then we will be using Pi as a server. Okay, but before we go into that, it is better to understand what is client-server communication for those who are new to it, and also we will look into how API services work and how we can use these API services and JSON services to use and build our own HTML pages. Okay, so actually when we access internet from our laptop or computer or our Raspberry Pi, we actually act as a client and we ask for some information from a certain server. So this is where we put the server, which server we are asking. Like when we are typing out google.com, so actually this Google Chrome browser, this whole browser is a client, and this browser is asking for some information from google.com server. Okay, you can also write the IP address of the server, and that will give you the same result. So when you ask something, this browser is asking something to Google server, it is replying you back with some text. Okay, and that text is in the format of HTML. So because this browser this can render HTML, so you are looking at a nice view formatted in HTML like this. But let us have a look if we want to see the raw text file, how it looks like. So let us now connect to our Raspberry Pi. It is because we are using VNC server and viewer, it is very easy now. You can just connect your Raspberry Pi to a power bank and keep it just beside your laptop or desktop that you are working on. And it will automatically connect to your home router, and you know the IP address, so you can connect to the Raspberry Pi using your VNC viewer the way I am doing here. So now we will be what we'll do, we will try to connect to the internet using Python. Okay, so we'll be using HoneyPython IDE. So let me open it. So there is a very easy package that allow you to make client request, which is called requests. So you can import that package, requests, okay, and enter. So this package comes installed when you download your Raspbian package, Raspberry Pi OS. If you don't have it, if it shows some error that it shows you do not have the package already installed, then what you can do, you open your CLI and just type sudo pip install requests. Okay, this will mind the last S, so this will give you the package downloaded. Okay, I'm not pressing enter here because it will take some time. So this is it, and then once it is here, so you can request something from the internet, so you can take a variable r is equal to request dot get, means the get method of request module, and you need to mention the name of the site that you want to access. So http, and I want to access google.com, and so this is what I want to access. So you can also, so you should mention www.google.com. okay, and then you press enter. So initially it seems nothing has happened, but that is not the case. You actually receive some data, so you can know the status of your request to the server as status underscore code. Okay, so this gives 200, means your request is successful. There are separate codes, like 200 is for okay, like 404 is for not found, so those kind of codes. So we have received something, but what is that we have received? So you can find it this way. So this is the whole text file that we have received. It looks very odd to us because we are so this is in a HTML format and we are trying to look at it as text. That is why it is looking like this. So what we will now do, we will we will save this text in a file, and normal notepad or text file, then we will try to open it as a HTML file. Okay, so to do that, what we can do, so we can take help, just copy paste help from this side. So to open a file, you need to write something like this. Okay, so I copy it from here and paste it here. So I am opening a text file which is called sample.txt, and W is for write mode. Okay, and I press enter. So you can see here this file is created. So this is always created in the home folder where you are currently at. So I am currently at desktop, so it is opening at desktop. For you it can be it may go into this home Pi and here. Okay, so you can set your current folder through this. So wherever you are, the folder will be the file will be created there. So now we need to write something to this file. So how to write? Let us again take help. So n is equal to this. So let me again copy it. Control C, Control V. Okay. So I don't want this hard-coded thing. So what I want to write is r.text. So whatever I have received from Google. Okay, enter. Now I will need to close this. So how it is closed? Text underscore file dot close. So the file name text underscore file dot close. So I am using the interactive shell part of the IDE. You can also write in the main, and you can execute all these things at a one go, not one by one. But I am doing it interactively, so it is happening one by one. So now you see I have written everything in this file sample.txt. Now we will try to open this. So I double clicked it, and so this is all that we have got from that. Okay. So what it makes no sense, but now what we can do, we can open this as HTML. So you do this, you slowly click and then click again, or you can do right click and then also rename. So sample.html and then right OK. So it become HTML file. Now I will double click it and it will open up as a HTML file. And because HTML can render all these symbologies of HTML, so I should be able to view it in a meaningful web page. Okay, so here you can see it could not download the images, so the alternative text for the image has appeared. But this is what Google actually sent me, because I am looking HTML in a text file. That is why it was looking like some bizarre brackets and some Latin Hebrews. But now if you open it in a web page in HTML render as a like in a browser, you see this. So this is what is like getting as a HTML page as a client. But now we need to talk about API services. So not that all the websites give you HTML page. There are websites that give you just simple text or JSON files, so that you can use the data in your application programming. So those are called API services. So I will show you one of the things. So maybe some of you are not aware about JSON. So if you look at this weather stack site, okay, so we are trying to build a tabletop weather station as our client. Okay, so we want to build a Raspberry Pi driven tabletop weather station, so that acts as a client. It asks for the temperature and humidity of a place to the server, and it displays that. Okay, so if you look at it, it is a HTML page. So we are looking it like this. So what you do, you create a sign up here, sign up for free. I am already created my account, so I am opening it up here. Okay, I log in. So they have got API services that serves you JSON. So JSON is kind of a format, so I will show you in a minute, that sends you data, and you can use that data. So you directly after you create your account, you go to documentation. Okay, then say it says run a API request. So let me run this request. So this is a request, okay, and that gives us back something. So now you see this is not even a HTML, because I am using a browser. So if it is a HTML, it would have already rendered the HTML, but it is not, because this is a JSON file. There are servers that serve you normal text, just English, but this is a JSON. JSON is a formatted data, which is JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. So that is very easy to use as a variable in our program. So let us see how so JSON works. And before that, so this data is for New York. Say I want data for Mumbai. You can just say Mumbai, and it will give you the data for Mumbai. Now let me give you a brief introduction of what is JSON. Okay, so go into it. You can open any Google page and go to inspect. Okay, so this part will open up. Here we can try out certain things. Go to console. So just to show you what is JSON, I give you some example. So JSON is a format, I say me is equal to, so JSON is key value pair, so you can write me is equal to name colon Bappa and then a comma and say location Mumbai and curly brace. So this is a JSON. So now you can call, so this is the key and this is the value. So key is name, value is Bappa, key is location, value is Mumbai. So now you can, so this is called a JSON format. So now you can fetch anything like me and then a bracket, I want the say location. So you see it's already given me the location, so if I enter, it gives me Mumbai. So this is how JSON works. So JSON also allows nesting, so that is what we can see here. So if you copy the whole thing here and go to a JSON parser, so you can find many online JSON parsers. So let me use this. So if you copy paste this whole thing, you actually find a JSON. So after parsing, it looks like this. So there are normally they are nested. There is three things. One is request, okay, and one is current. So these are the three things that it is sending actually. So if I look into current, I can see there is some temperature and there is something called humidity. So these are the two things we want to pick up from here. So now let us see. So this is a API service. This gives you a variable, not a HTML page. So you can pick these things up and use in your programming. Okay, and you can serve your own web page using this. So these are called API services.